Good morning. Welcome to another episode of BuyPoint ASX. Today we're looking at Droneshield, DRO, on the ASX. And this is a photograph of the current CEO with an anti-drone gun. Here is a screenshot of the Droneshield website. For those people who don't closely follow the progress of the various wars going on in the world, you may not be aware, but little remote control drones carrying bombs have become the single greatest development in land warfare in recent history. And this has obviously led to the need for counter-drone technologies, and Droneshield is the Australian company which has been apparently making very significant strides in that technology and has forced its way into the ASX 300 on the strength of its growth through those counter-drone technologies. Here is the chart. You'll see that the company is relatively new, as is drone warfare, getting a start in 2016. And you see that it has gone through a period of sort of volcano development, which is something that we look for as a trap for young players as far as small cap stocks are concerned. But in this case, the company has managed to recover and has reached recent all-time highs, which is the reason that we're looking at it today. Here is the simple moving average envelope graph of the company's growth since it took off at the beginning of 2024, largely as a result of the developments in drone warfare in the Ukraine war. And that, in and of itself, was an extension of the success of drone warfare in the Azerbaijani conflict, which preceded the Ukraine war. And you see that the company had this initial success, receded, looked like it might be going the way of many other small cap stocks. But then it has recovered at the beginning of the year, and as I said, is continuing to demonstrate all the signs of a stock that is going to really take off, as it were, no pun intended. Here is the recent chart, and here is the buy point. That is the focus of today's video. This is an opportunity for you to buy into a stock which has paid really significant dividends twice already in its young history. And just as a reminder, here is the analysis of the MACD, which is what BuyPoint ASX is all about. The whole channel is operated on the assertion, I suppose you would say, that the MACD is the single most reliable indicator of when to buy stocks, and this is the buy point when the MACD line cuts upwards through the signal line below the zero line. And as always, the caveat with any technical analysis analytic in and of itself is that one signifier is never sufficient to make a decision, and with MACD buy points, what we're looking for is the context in which the buy point arrives. Also, as usual, here is the candlestick chart for the current buy point, and you'll see here that there is now a fairly long progression of these indecision candles following the retracement that happened during August. And as I said, if this is, or as I've said before, if this is something that you look at, I'm now showing these candlestick charts in order for you to get an understanding of the correlation between the MACD indicators and the candlestick charts themselves. Here are the company's financials and the basics, and you'll see that as a very young company, which is essentially a tech company, the company has enjoyed very significant revenue growth over the last 2 complete full financial years, and the margin has reduced to 0, or improved to 0 is what you would say, and the company has gone through a process of becoming profitable, but there's no dividends, and you can see that the financials are still immature. This is still a relatively young company, and there still must be some degree of uncertainty about its future, but because it hasn't flamed out after one volcano formation on the chart, that's why we're talking about it today. And this is what it's all about. This is an image from a Ukrainian drone worth a few $1,000s, which is about to destroy this surface-to-air missile system, which is probably worth a number of millions of dollars. So that is the fundamental reality that is changing warfare all around the world, but particularly in Ukraine. The capacity for this very cheap technology to have a very asymmetric impact on an enemy, on an enemy's resources, by the success of the technology. That's what Droneshield is about protecting from. The use of drones in an aggressive form of warfare, and the success of drone technology in Ukraine is the reason Droneshield has been recording such significant profits in its relatively short period of existence. As usual, here's the disclaimer. Thanks for watching. If you find these videos useful, don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow.